the image on the shroud. It is almost a photographic negative of a body that has all of the wounds that Christ would have had. The Shroud of Turin, an ancient linen cloth wrapped in mystery and debate, is believed by some to be the burial cloth of Jesus Christ, showing his crucified image. For years, scientists and theologians have examined it, reaching differing conclusions and sparking heated discussions. Now, Glenn Beck, known for his bold insights, has introduced new evidence that could upend the understanding of this historical puzzle. Could this relic be the authentic shroud of Jesus, or is it an elaborate forgery? Join us as we dive into Glenn Beck's shocking new evidence on the Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin's scientific secrets. In the late 1970s, a significant effort focused on studying the Shroud of Turin through a project known as STURP, which stands for the Shroud of Turin Research Project. This group, consisting of American scientists and researchers, dedicated over 2 years to preparing a series of tests aimed at gathering extensive data about the shroud in a relatively short time frame. Their main objective was to uncover the scientific properties of the image on the Shroud of Turin and understand its origins. In October 1978, the STURP team embarked on an intense examination of the shroud, working tirelessly for 120 consecutive hours. Their research aimed to determine if the image on the shroud, depicting a man who appears to have been scourged and crucified, resulted from a medieval hoax or something more extraordinary. According to a team of Italian scientists, the Shroud of Turin was not merely a product of medieval craftsmanship, but was instead created by a supernatural flash of light. Experts from Italy's National Agency for New Technologies, Energy, and Sustainable Development have concluded that the shroud, often believed to be the burial cloth of Jesus Christ, could not have been forged. The double image on the shroud, showing the front and back of a scourged and crucified man, has such unique physical and chemical characteristics that replicating it in a modern laboratory would be impossible. The impossibility of recreating the exact details of the image leads to the conclusion that the true nature of how the shroud's image was formed remains an enduring mystery. Their study delved into cutting-edge laser technology, using precise pulses of laser light to explore the mysterious Shroud of Turin. This research also revisits the work of the Shroud of Turin Research Project, led by John Jackson. In 1978, Jackson and his team traveled to Italy to examine the shroud, a piece of cloth believed by many to bear the image of Jesus Christ. Jackson, who now directs the Turin Shroud Center in Colorado Springs, has dedicated his career to unraveling the shroud's mysteries. In medieval times, creating an image like the one on the shroud using ultraviolet light would have been impossible due to the lack of advanced technology. This fact adds to the shroud's allure as an unsolved puzzle. Jackson's team is captivated by the unique characteristics of the shroud's image, which defy easy explanation. Their research aims to understand the scientific principles behind how this image was formed. For over 4 decades, Jackson has been tackling this puzzle. His fascination began in Denver when he was just 13 or 14 years old, after seeing a photo of the shroud that sparked his lifelong interest. Since then, he has designed innovative experiments to test different theories about how the shroud's image might have come into existence. His work includes exploring the possibility that the shroud's image was created by unknown or advanced technology, making it a fascinating subject for ongoing scientific investigation. Barry Schwartz, a key member of the team that visited Italy in the 1970s, has played a crucial role in photographing and documenting the Shroud of Turin. His extensive work has been instrumental in the ongoing research and study of this mysterious relic. To this day, scientists worldwide rely on the data collected by the Shroud of Turin Research Project for their investigations. This data includes detailed chemical, physical, and biological analyses, making it a cornerstone for any serious research on the shroud. The Vatican has endorsed the 1978 data as the official scientific information on the shroud and has no intention of allowing further testing, except for preservation purposes. This decision underscores the importance and reliability of the original findings. Although carbon dating in 1988 suggested the shroud was from the 14th century, discoveries, including evidence of pollen grains from plants that only grow in the Middle East, and historical records that trace the shroud's existence back to at least the 6th century, have led many researchers to question the accuracy of the carbon dating results. The debate over the shroud's true age and origin continues, but no serious examination can overlook the vast amount of scientific evidence from the 1978 study. The data gathered by STIRP includes findings related to the unique image formation, which remains unexplained by modern science, and traces of blood that match the AB blood type, rare globally, but common in the Middle East. Anyone keen on forming an informed opinion should delve into these test results. Unfortunately, much of the scientific research on the shroud remains inaccessible to the general public, hidden away in specialized journals and technical reports. This lack of accessibility has contributed to the ongoing mystery and intrigue surrounding the Shroud of Turin. Modern science and medieval photography clash. In recent years, the Shroud of Turin has undergone its most intense and thorough examination ever, particularly in 1969, 1973, and especially in 1978. These studies involved the Shroud of Turin Research Project, which brought together a team of scientists from diverse fields to analyze the cloth. During these examinations, thousands of photographs were taken of the cloth and its mysterious image, using advanced imaging techniques such as X-ray fluorescence and ultraviolet light photography. With the rise of personal computers and the explosive growth of the internet, the shroud has become more accessible for study than ever before. High-resolution images and detailed data have been made available online, allowing a global community of researchers and enthusiasts to examine the shroud in unprecedented detail. Since the late 1970s, numerous researchers, scholars, unbelievers, and professional debunkers have put forth their theories on how the image on the shroud was created, or have claimed to discover other hidden artifacts within the image. Some theories suggest the image was formed by a burst of radiant energy, possibly linked to the resurrection of Jesus. Others propose that the image could have been created using medieval photography techniques. Some of these theories are based on solid scientific research and are highly credible. For instance, studies have shown that the image has three-dimensional properties, which are challenging to explain with simple artistic techniques. However, other theories show a complete misunderstanding of the shroud's properties and lack real research, yet they have still managed to gain significant public attention. In some cases, these less credible theories have even been woven into the mythology surrounding the shroud. Professor Nicholas Allen has proposed a fascinating theory called proto-photography. According to this theory, the essential elements for creating photography were not just available in medieval times, but someone used them. He suggests that medieval photographers made a special light-sensitive substance, applied it to linen cloth, and used a large room-sized camera obscura to capture images. For their subjects, they used a dead body placed in front of the camera's lens. Allen's theory further explains that the image on the Shroud of Turin, a famous religious artifact, was created in two stages. First, the front part of the cloth was exposed to light, and then, after flipping it over, the back part was exposed. Each side took about 4 days to expose properly, so the entire process would have taken at least 8 days. Recently, Allen updated his theory to include an additional step, a separate exposure of the face using a different lens. This adjustment was made to avoid the problem of the body decaying from prolonged exposure to bright sunlight, which was necessary for the image to develop correctly. Allen proposes that the camera obscura might have been used in a cold climate. Despite his extensive research and detailed documentation of early references to lenses and camera obscura, He hasn't been able to find a single example of this early photography method in art or photographic